with the focus and the vertex and the directrix. Yesterday, you knew 2 out of 3 of those, focus, vertex, directrix, and you had to find the third one. Well, today's going to be similar. You're going to know 2 of those things, but you have to find the equation today. Find the equation. And in order to find the equation, like yesterday's, you're going to need to know if it goes up and down or sideways. Do you have that sheet out?
That one's up and down.
Crumbs.
That one's up and down? How do you know that, Maddie?
The Y.
Because the directrix is a y equals. That is up and down. And I asked you yesterday to write that stuff down. Y equals, it says over there, y equals k minus c. For an up and down, it says over there, the vertex is h and k. And I want to write that it goes up and down. So what do I know? Well, look what I know right here.
I know the H and the K. And
H equals 4, like yesterday. K equals 2, like yesterday. K minus C equals 5. Now, the only thing that's different today is that you're going to be finding the equation. This is an up and down. So for an up and down, the general equation, y minus k, a x minus h, all squared. Well, that's the basic equation, and you need to fill in the h, the k, and the a. The x and the y stay. You have to fill in the h and the k and the a. Well, over here, we've already got 2 of those. We've got the h, we've got the k. We need the a. And yesterday we didn't work with the a, but it doesn't matter how, or it doesn't matter which way. For both of them, a equals 1 over 4c. A is 1 over 4c. A is 1 over 4c. So A 1 over, you need to know the c. From what you have here, could you find c? How, Jacob?
You put 2 minus C equals 5.
Yeah, you plug in the k value, you substitute. So k is 2, so we're going to put it in there. 2 minus c equals 5. Minus 2 minus 2. Negative c is 3. Negative c equals 3. Divide by negative 1. So what is positive c? Negative 3. So now you can use that value for c and plug it in over here. A equals 1 over 4c. What is c again?
Negative 3.
So it looks like a equals 1 over negative 12. There's your a value. You've got your h and k. All you have to do is plug those in now. So y take away 2. A is
1 over negative 12 or negative 1 over 12.
x minus
4 squared.
all squared.
4 squared.
So there's your equation. There's your equation. That's not too difficult, right?
Right.
There's some of those where the h or the k is 0. Don't forget, if it's like y minus 0, you can just write y. Over here, if it's x minus 0 all squared, you can just write x squared.
So A is always going to be a fraction?
A is usually going to be a fraction, yes, unless if it ends up to be a 1 down there, 1 over 1 is 1. But in most cases, A will be a fraction. Anybody with questions on that one? I got focus, 0, negative 2. I got directrix, x equals 3. Up and down or sideways?
Up and sideways.
It's an x equals. It's an x equals. Up and down or sideways? I think it's sideways.
I think you're right.
I think it's sideways. And the general form for a sideways, it says over there, x minus h, y minus k, all squared. And don't forget, what do we have to fill in? The h and the k and the a. So sideways. It says over there for a sideways, the directrix is h minus c. Do I have that right?
That is 100% correct.
And it also says over there for the focus, is that h plus c and k.
Correct.
So what do we know? We know k equals negative 2. We know h plus c equals 0. What else do we know? H minus c equals 3.
Addition.
Yeah, we've got the k right there, but we don't have the h. The other problem we just did, we already knew the h. But we can get the h easy right here. Darius says, use the addition method, right? Just add up those two equations. Just add up those two equations. H plus h. C and negative c drop out. 0 plus 3. H equals 3 halves. So I've got k, I've got h equals 3 halves. What else do I need to get the equation? The a value. The only way to get a or c. So I'm going to need the c value. How am I going to get the c value from this over here?
So now my question is,
You're going to need to take one of these. It doesn't matter which one. I like this one. I like the h plus c equals 0. Didn't we just figure out what h was? We're going to need to plug that back in right here. H is 3 halves.
so negative 3 halves.
So minus 3 halves, minus 3 halves. C equals negative 3 halves. Now, be careful. It's not hard if you just show your work. A equals 1 over 4C. What is C?
Negative 3 over
Negative 3 over 2. So here's what I would do. Just put a 1 under there.
cross multiply.
Well, you can cancel. 2 goes in here once, 2 goes in there twice. So what do we get for our A value then?
Negative 6.
A equals 1 over negative 6.
Oh, yeah.
So there's your A value. You're just going to have to be careful. Here's your H and K. So just plug in. X, take away what's H? 3/2. A is
1 over -6.
1 over -6. Y, take away,
+2. It's y
take,
+2.
right, it's Y, take away -2, which is gonna end up being positive then, right? So is that our equation? Yes.
Does it matter where the negative is in the?
No, good question. Right here, it doesn't matter if it's in the bottom, if it's in the top, if it's out front, as long as you have a negative there somewhere. So right here, I think that's my equation then.
Looks good. Looks beautiful.
It's sort of like yesterday, except now we're writing the equation instead of finding the third. Right? So do you have questions?
Nah.
Are there any questions? Does anyone have a question? I'm on page 415. I have WE 7. We'll go 7 to 14. It took them a while yesterday. I can always add a couple more if you finish and annoy me.
Don't be vague, I mean, you worked in our plans.
If you finish what?
I mean, you worked hard on our plans.
Oh. But if you finish, that doesn't mean you're not gonna annoy me.
We'll see what I'm saying.